Another opponent out of the Big South. High Point bringing some new faces to Knoxville for its first ever meeting with the Tennessee Volunteers. Welcome inside Thompson Bowling Arena. Courtney Lyle alongside former Tennessee standout Vincent Yarborough. And Vincent, Tennessee glad to have Admiral Schofield back. He's playing more outside this season, and he's coming off a career night with 22 points.
He is. Sixth man of the year from a year ago. He's Tennessee's emotional leader. He's looking to continue his inside-outside attack for tonight.
Meanwhile, for High Point, they are so thrilled to have Iona transfer Jihad Proctor on the floor. Started things off with a bang, a career-high 28 for him on Friday.
He did. In shoot-around, Coach Trey was very high on this transfer from Iona. Last year, set out and became one of the leaders from the sideline for him, and Coach is really raving about his shooting ability this evening.
Scott Cherry really likes the group that he has this season. He's in his 9th season leading the High Point Panthers. Of course, he played at North Carolina, won a national championship there, and now he's the all-time wins leader at High Point. Rick Barnes in his 3rd season just picked up his 400th career home. From the outside, and the rebound comes down to the hands of Jordan Whitehead, the walk-on who is now starting 2 games in a row for High Point. Denny Slay, number 11 in purple, a freshman point guard, running things for the Panthers. You'll want to watch Jihad Proctor. We mentioned him. He's number 13 in purple for the Panthers. With the ball fake, they're going to get him on the travel.
Good ball fake by Proctor. Unfortunately, didn't put the ball down before he took a step.
Schofield
needs to do a better job of staying grounded and contesting the shot only with the hand.
With the ball fake, they're going to get him on the travel.
Good ball fake by Proctor.
It's really been a point guard battle for both of these teams, but for Tennessee, it's been between Jordan Bone and James.
Against Presbyterian, he didn't get to start, so he's coming out with a lot of energy, and hopefully he'll do some good things for Tennessee this evening.
Foul called down low.
This Williams getting great inside position as he does. He's always catching the ball one foot inside the paint or one step outside the paint. Look at him right here, both feet, great position.
Big freshman campaign. Tennessee showing the pressure early. Bowden on the ball, guarding Andre Fox, who can also light it up from outside. This is a High Point team who can shoot from all over the floor as we see Tennessee go to work in transition.
Excellent outlet pass by Schofield. Bones in the up ahead, gets it up to him, easy score.
Slay working around the Tennessee defense. He'll kick it over to Proctor in the corner, and that's what we saw him do. He hit 6 threes in his first game.
He's a very explosive scorer. Has both of his feet set, hands ready, always looking to shoot the ball. Tennessee has to do a better job of making sure that they're in close proximity to him. Proctor's hands are ready. He gets his feet set. Both of them hit the ground same time. Raises up. Nothing but.
See his numbers from that opener against William and Mary. Not a bad way to make your debut at a new school. Of course, he was a transfer coming in from Iona. Moynihan inbound under the basket for Tennessee. Gets it out to Schofield, who will swing it up at the top to Grant Williams. Looking to go inside to Williams, and Schofield's going to throw it away right into the hands of Jordan Whitehead. Proctor in the corner. Andre Fox looking for some room. There's a Tennessee double team as he tried to crash through the lane. Denny Slay from the elbow. 3 white jerseys there for the rebound. Grant Williams on the trail, bounces off the back of the rim. Bone coming off the screen, we'll give it back to Williams. They've got Kyle Alexander working down low. They give it to him, but a lot of High Point Panthers in there. Jordan Bowden makes them pay from the corner.
Tennessee starts with the ball inside to Williams, kicks it back out to Schofield. Rotation along the perimeter, finds Bowden on the outside for the open shot.
Tennessee is coming off a really nice win over Presbyterian on Friday night, another Big South team. Volunteers started on a 28-2 run in that game. Just came out and took control early.
They did. Started with moving the ball around, getting it inside out, and then Bowden had a great first half to get it going.
Jordan Bone cutting to the basket. He's a player that Rick Barnes has really pushed, and he's going to continue to push throughout the season. He
is. He has a lot of confidence in them, and the only way to get the most out of Mr. Bone is to continue to push him. Here's the inside-out action of Tennessee. Swing the ball around the perimeter, hands and feet ready. Good shot.
Tennessee's taken a handful of shots now from the perimeter. Are you okay with that this early on?
I think somebody has to find their rhythm for Tennessee, and then after the game settles into it, then we'll start to work the ball inside as Coach Barnes likes them to do.
We see Jamal Wright now in for High Point. He's number 3 in purple. He was the starting point guard last season. As there's a nice take inside by Justin Mutz, the 6'7" freshman out of New Jersey.
Excellent penetration from the top. He finds a guy that he doesn't think can stay with him, puts it on the ground, and gets to the bucket.
We've been told by the High Point coaching staff that he can make some really big head-turning plays down low. His wingspan is incredible. He's got long arms.
He threw a few down and shoot around that were incredible.
Yeah. Proctor with some fancy footwork, looking to go through the double team and draws the foul. Tennessee not on a big run like this last time, but they are on top of High Point. The Volunteers leading it 7-5 early on.
The Southeastern Conference. It means all rise and all pay respect. It means the sound and the fury. Sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can taste it. You can always feel it. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
Financial planning works a lot like GPS. It's a roadmap for your money, helping you balance the life you want now and later. It can help you reach your goals, like the retirement of your dreams or a family vacation. Working with a Northwestern Mutual financial advisor means that you get a financial plan tailored to your life, helping you prioritize and reach your goals, one by one. Life has many twists and turns. Planning with Northwestern Mutual can help you stay on track and make the most of your money today and tomorrow.
Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. How to marinate the meat. Let me teach you how to eat. It's a culinary treat. Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Master the drive at Nissan. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi in theaters December 15th.
Welcome back inside Thompson Bowling Arena. Tennessee on top of High Point by 2 early on in the first half. Courtney Lyle alongside former Tennessee standout Vincent Yarborough. And Vincent, we saw Jordan Bone get the nod at the starting point guard position for the first time this season. So far, making a statement with 4 points.
Yeah, he is. He wanted to come out and use a lot of energy. He didn't get the start against Presbyterian. He wants to come out and try to prove some things with Coach Barnes that he is the guy for the job.
Meanwhile, for High Point, they look completely different from the team that we saw last season, and that's due to the fact they've got several transfers who are already making an impact. Brandon Kamga and Jihad Proctor.
Yeah, they are. They had combined for 47 points in their game versus William and Mary, and looking for a good start this evening. Already at 1-3 by Proctor. Tennessee's going to have to do a better job of getting to him if they want to slow him down this evening.
Both of these players, of course, had to sit out last season due to transfer rules, and for more on that, let's send it to Maddie Glab.
Transfers Jihad Proctor and Brandon Kamga are looked at as leaders on the team as sophomores. Coach Jerry says the year they spent on the bench has helped them a lot. He said last season a lot of the players were always asking them questions, wanting to hear their input. He said they were able to understand the struggles of last season and know what needed to change for success this year. He said he hated looking down on the bench and seeing them in street clothes, but thinks it benefited them and will help propel the team this season.
Vince, I can't imagine that any player out here on the college level wants to sit on the bench and watch.
You don't, not as a competitor. When you see those guys that you compete with every day in practice out there showing what they can do, it's nothing but the urge of wanting to get on the court, and it makes you work a little bit harder on practice just to get out there and show what you can do in front of all these fans.
Jihad Proctor certainly did show what he can do with a career-high 28 points against William and Mary. Tennessee will inbound on the near sideline. They give it up to James Daniel III, who got the start against Presbyterian at the point guard position, immediately finding Grant Williams.
Excellent job. As I said, Tennessee will look to establish their inside dominance. They have to get the ball inside, and Daniels came in and did just that.
All right. Took over at point guard last season. Now sharing that time with Denny Slay. High Point really has 3 players that can play the point. Coach Scott Cherry says if he needs and wants to go bigger, he can put Jihad Proctor there.
Said he hasn't done it so far yet, but he does have the ability.
Right, going over the defense as the shot clock was winding down. Tennessee comes out with the rebound. It's Chris Darrington over in the corner to James Daniel III. Proctor weaving his way through. Great vision to catch Ricky Madison down on the block, but the Panthers can't finish. Lamonte Turner with the big bucket. So far it's been the outside game making noise for Tennessee.
It has.
Tennessee 2 of 6 from behind the arc. Proctor working, keeping his eyes up, looking for some help. Darrington gets his pocket pick, excuse me. Easy for me to say. And a tough loss off the foot there of Ricky Madison.
Good outlet pass by Williams, getting the ball up to Turner. He sees the guys below the three-point line, pulls up, knocks it down.
Lamonte Turner, originally out of Alabama, of course went to IMG Academy in Florida. First season he came to Tennessee, he was ineligible the 2015-16 season. Last season he finally got to get out on the floor for the Volunteers, averaged just over 8 points a game. John Fulkerson now in the game for Tennessee, number 10 in white. He comes and gets it on the top of the key. Turner again with the long ball.
Excellent down screen by Fulkerson. Frees Turner up, who has the hot hand. He's coming up, gets his hands ready, feet set, knocks it down.
Tennessee now working, using that lineup where they have James Daniel III and Jordan Bone in the game. Both who have run the point so far tonight. Right, driving, and that's going to be a travel.
I think Tennessee was searching for a little bit more quickness on the perimeter in the defense.
Jordan Bowden checks back in for Tennessee. Lamonte Turner, who has that hot hand, will take a break. Interesting decision to take him out when he's been lighting it up.
Came in, gave him a little spark, and maybe coach wants to give him something else to think about.
Bone will direct traffic. He's got Jamal Wright on him. Schofield trying to work down on the block, looking for a little room on Whitehead. What a beautiful shot by Admiral Schofield. His range is incredible.
He is. He's put in a lot of work over the summer and the spring on working on this shot. He played a lot of perimeter in high school, and now he's beginning to step out and show a little bit of that ability here on the next level.
He had to come in last season, and due to injuries and depth, he was really one of the bigger players. They had to move him inside more.
Yeah, he was. He has a great body and can definitely play inside, but he prefers to play where he would have the advantage of taking the smaller perimeter player inside and posting him up rather than posting up against a larger post player.
Well, Tennessee is 1-0 on the season, coming off that win over Presbyterian Friday night, 88-53. Their first half was just incredible. They started on a 28-2 run. They had no turnovers at halftime.
Yeah, they played an excellent game. Bowden came off the bench, got him some scoring early, and really sparked Tennessee's team, and then they took off from there.
Rick Barnes hoping his crew can string together a couple of Big South victories as they're opening with 2 foes from the Big South to start the season before Tennessee heads to the battle for Atlantis next week. Get a little time off. They won't play again until a week from Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. Andre Fox, one of the scorers for this High Point team. He's got to get going. Drives in and draws the foul.
Fox penetrating, Bone gets a little bit too close, hands in there. You got to keep him out, play a little bit more with his chest rather than reaching in, trying to get the steal.
All right, throws it away.
A little miscommunication by Whitehead. Should have stayed there for the penetration. Point guard was correct. Penetrating, you always stay, hold the position, and wait for the shot.
High Point with 5 turnovers now. They come at some tough times too. There was Andre Fox flashing to the pass. We talked about Jihad Proctor's numbers, but what about Andre Fox? I mean, he had 22 points in their opener against William and Mary.
You can tell this guy has excellent speed. He gets up and down the court. He runs the team. As he develops from being a freshman, I think you'll see a lot of good games from Mr. Fox.
Let's check in with Maddie.
A little bit more on Andre Fox. He worked a summer job at a construction company with his father. He said he learned a lot about hard work, but also learned that wasn't the job for him and wanted to keep playing basketball as far as he could. Coach Cherry said, well, then you better get your butt in the gym and keep working, man.
He definitely did that. I think I would be with him. I don't think I want to go work construction.
That construction is too hot and it's too cold.
Jordan Bone with a long 3 right in front of the High Point bench. Tennessee on a 13-0 run. Coach Scott Cherry knew that Tennessee's size was going to be a problem, but so far early on, they've been able to hit from outside too. It hasn't just been their size and physicality. Tennessee cruising along in their second game of the season. Jordan Bone getting his first start of the season. A little exclamation point with a big bucket from the outside.
The Southeastern Conference. It means all rise and all pay respect. It means the sound and the fury. Sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can taste it. You can always feel it. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp? An apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can.
Love to drive? Visit your Infiniti retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event. Infiniti, empower the drive.
Tennessee on top of High Point 20-7. We're about halfway through the first half, and this is a Volunteer team who is playing tough because they were picked to finish 13th in the SEC for 2 years in a row, the second year in a row, and they don't feel like that's where they'll be at the end of the season.
Coach Barnes definitely has them playing with a chip on their shoulder. They come out, they're really aggressive on defense. They're looking to move the ball on offense and play as a team. So those are the things that you have to do to get out of that 13th position.
Of course, Kentucky was picked to win the SEC. They've got a big showdown tonight against Kansas later on at 9:30. And obviously, they've got a lot of talent. A young team again, but I feel like it always is. You get the hottest kids going over there, like the Knox kid.
Yeah, Kevin Knox, excellent player. He's led Kentucky throughout the preseason in scoring, and I'm sure that he'll have a terrific game tonight.
The John R. Wooden Award preseason top 50 list came out today, and Kentucky had a handful of names on there. Kansas did too. So always interesting to see who starts there and where we end up at the end of the season. Kentucky's had some close games already. They only had a 10-point win over Utah Valley and then a 4-point win over Vermont. So Coach Calipari having some fun up there, I'm sure.
It's going to take a little while to get those young guys to play together in the way that he wants. So.
Grant Williams comes down with a powerful rebound. Tennessee is on a 13-0 run, looking to extend it, and instead, Bone will throw it away right into the hands of Denny Slay. Back to Slay for three.
Second shot by Slay that's a little long. He needs to find the mark, lift this up just a little bit, a little more air on the ball, and it should find his mark.
Coach Cherry really wanted to see how he was going to respond. Keep in mind, he's only a freshman, starting off in his second game against an SEC team in this environment.
Yeah. Excellent looking player. He comes out, he's looking to shoot the ball. He shoots the ball with confidence, just hasn't found his rhythm yet. So when he finds it, Tennessee's going to have to do a better job because he is taking uncontested shots.
Yeah, he has not scored yet in his career at High Point. He played 19 minutes against William and Mary, had a couple of rebounds. As Jordan Bone takes his seat. We haven't seen Brandon Kamga get very involved either. One of the transfers for High Point. Six seconds on the shot clock now for the Panthers. Whitehead puts up a shot. It'll be Tennessee basketball.
Tennessee's going to have to put a body on Mutz. He flies to the offensive rebound. He's an excellent finisher around the rim. We're going to have to make sure that they have somebody that has an eye on him at all times.
He's coming off his senior year in high school. He averaged almost 12.5 points per game, 7 rebounds. He's a 2-time state champion. Now taking it up to the next level, playing at High Point. Schofield from outside, and Tennessee just keeps dropping buckets from outside like nobody's business.
And Tennessee again with a good down screen, frees up the shooter.
Andre Fox had a nice take, but you got to watch out for Grant Williams down low.
The length of Tennessee is troublesome. Grant Williams, the leading season shot blocker in Tennessee history, was 61 his freshman season. You know, you're going to have to do a better job of attacking him.
Admiral Schofield getting more shots out on the perimeter and knocking him down. Do you like him better playing inside or on the outside?
I like what he's doing. I like that he's taking what's being given to him, whether it be on the inside or whether it be on the outside. If he's open for the shot, he's going to take it, or if he has to back a guy down on the inside, that's what he's looking to do.
Kamga through the double team. Not enough on the shot, though. He's going to draw the foul and head to the line.
did an excellent job of posting Turner up on the block, realized that he was the bigger of the two guards, and took it up nice and strong and got through the foul.
Kamga started his career at Northeastern. Of course, had to sit out last season, as Maddie mentioned, but back in 2015, in his very first college game, put up 22 points. Coming off an 18-point, 7-rebound performance against William and Mary. They're going to call a foul on Austin White. A little arm bar action out on the perimeter on James Daniel III.
A little bit too far away from the basket, be picking up a ticky-tack foul. Needs to just let the play progress, stay on the defensive stance, and be in front of his man.
High Point now with 4 team fouls. Tennessee also with 4 team fouls. Daniel finding Lamonte Turner.
Excellent shot by Turner. Comes off the screen by Williams. Hands ready, feet ready. Defender a little bit too slow.
Turner with 9 points. All of those coming from 3. He's hit 3 threes. Mutz and Proctor are the only 2 players that have scored so far for High Point. Proctor with 5, Mutz with 2. They just can't get anything going. They've taken some shots, just haven't fallen.
Yeah, they have some good looks, but just haven't fallen.
Bowden looking for a streaking Lamonte. Turner a little long on the shot. Out of bounds, it will go off of Mutz and stay with Tennessee. How about Lamonte Turner shooting from deep, feeling good about it too. He's got 3 threes on the evening as Tennessee is on top of High Point, 26-7.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp? An apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can...
Love to drive? Visit your Infinity retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event. Infinity. Empower the drive.
In my experience, there are only 2 things guaranteed to grow. The cash value of your New York Life policy, a policy that keeps your family protected, and my famous Crane souffle, which literally never stops growing. Be good at life. New York Life.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
The zip, the buzz, the clip, the clean sweep. The technically, it's just a trim, the do-over, the dang done, the nose nip, the neck notch, the around the ear edge over, the taper, the tweed, the touch-up, and the total takedown. For any man and every man maintenance mission, cultivate the confidence. Be the man. Conair Man.
Tennessee feeling good, shooting 63% from the field. They're on a 19-0 run, leading High Point 26-7. And there's kind of a unique connection for the High Point Panthers. Their head strength and conditioning coach, Andrew Crossley, actually played 4 years of football at Tennessee. He was a running back, graduated back in 2004, and he's getting to come back to Knoxville. And Coach Cherry told us he was pretty excited about it. I can imagine. What's it like for you, Vince, when you come back?
It always feels like you're coming home, like a homecoming, you know? There's nothing better than going back to a place where you have friends that you haven't seen in a while and get to make those connections again. And just all around good feeling.
Panthers step up and take the charge. It's Jamal Wright getting his feet outside of the restricted area. And you see only one arc in the lane this season. Last year, the women's arc was at 3 feet, and now they've moved both arcs to the 4 feet. So that's kind of nice. It eliminates any confusion of the 2 arcs down low in the paint.
It does. We're playing one game. Everybody should play by the same rules.
Maddie Glab was in the High Point huddle. Let's check in with her.
Coach Cherry wants the guys to set screens on the perimeter, wants them to drive confidently to the basket. They only have 2 paint points right now. He wants them to move the ball and not hold on to it too long.
Right now, High Point not shooting well at all, only 13% from the field, but keep in mind they're coming off a just showed it on the Jumbotron inside Thompson Bowling Arena, and you can hear the reaction from the crowd. Let's take a look at the screen. That's what we think. As Joe Lindsay and RB Claiborne take a look at it at the monitor. It's Luke Vargo, number 14 in purple, who Chris Darrington got tangled up with.
Looks to be the second effort. Darrington made an excellent screen on him. He found the screen, bumped it, and then he felt that he couldn't get through, so then he raised his elbow up just a little bit too high and almost caught him in the neck. Any contact from the neck and above has to be addressed.
You can see Darrington almost at the elbow there as number 14 in purple. That's Luke Vargo. So Joe Lindsay and RB Claiborne went to the monitor to take a look at it. And it's going to be a flagrant 1 foul on Luke Vargo.
I think that was the correct call, just to keep the game calm and everything under control. Get it cleared up here at the beginning, and then we can have a good contest for the rest of the evening.
So KB Burdette comes over and confirms with us it is a flagrant 1 foul on Luke Vargo. He can stay in. He's not ejected. But it's going to be Lamonte Turner who goes to the line and will shoot 2 for Tennessee.
Right now, kind of not the thing that High Point needed to give Tennessee 2 easy shots. They're already up almost 20 points. You know, we could have used our foul a little bit better.
How do you keep the frustration calm now, though, if you're High Point? You're down.
They have to find a way to score. I mean, their frustration comes from the things that they worked on in practice not working, and now they have to come up with something. It's not going to be the coach. It's going to be the system that they have, and they have to have somebody that gives them a spark that starts them off.
So they replace shooters. Chris Darrington has to come in and take the shot, so they wiped off Turner's first shot, but Darrington picks up the couple anyway. High Point head coach Scott Cherry told us, you know, that he was going to learn a lot about his team when they if they face some adversity tonight.
I think the thing that he can take away from the first half, at least, is they have to be a little more patient with the ball.
Darrington with a nice pass. Somehow he found Kyle Alexander down low under the basket.
Alexander's camped out in the paint, gets his hands kind of bobbled up, and then gets his hands on it and finishes it.
Austin White trying to use that ball screen there to get Lamonte Turner on the foul. Turner's going to pick up his second personal foul. Panthers bring back Jihad Proctor and Andre Fox into the game. Proctor and Mutt still the only two players for High Point who have scored. Proctor has 5.
I think High Point, if they're wanting to score a little bit more, they have to keep the ball in Proctor's hands. He's their #1 scorer. Very good outside shot. So we have to see the offense at least run through him a few more times down the court.
And they just called an illegal screen on Ricky Madison. Screening is an emphasis this year for officials. And it's new too, they've added for both the men's and women's game, your screen can be as wide as the inside of your feet have to line up with your shoulders. So they're trying to eliminate those overly wide screens.
It makes it very difficult for you to get around when someone has their feet outside of their body. You either going to trip or have to jump over their feet to run around. So
the screen also has to be set inbounds for it to be a legal screen. Luke Vargo is going to pick up his second foul. That'll send Grant Williams to the line. I know we've only seen a couple games now, but I'm still impressed with Grant Williams. Sometimes you get into your sophomore season and teams are used to guarding you. They know what to expect, but I like what he's done.
Well, the thing about Williams is that Williams is so strong, and he gets such great post position that it's really difficult for you to do anything with him. Like, he doesn't have a bunch of moves. He makes simple moves, but they're so effective because of his size and his strength.
He's also big on the glass, too. He already has 7 rebounds tonight.
And that's the difference in the score that we see tonight. We have Tennessee with the 20 rebounds, High Point with about 7.
Jordan Bone comes flying in, and it's going to be a goaltend. You can count that bucket.
If High Point doesn't want this contest to get completely out of control, they're going to have to do a better job of controlling second chance opportunities for Tennessee. Missed shot, mixed box out. Bone comes in, gets both hands on the ball. Have to do a better job of boxing out.
Approaching the 6-minute mark here in the first half, Tennessee on a 26-0 run. High Point hasn't scored in almost 10 minutes. We're getting to see Chris Darrington play some nice minutes as Schofield, another shot. He's done that a couple of times.
Schofield is so tough if he can catch the ball on the perimeter, put it down, and use his big back to get you on, and then create some separation and get some elevation. And his jump shot is, as you see, he's put some work in, it's falling for him.
I was wondering kind of if, because Admiral Schofield had played more inside because he needed that presence last season, if his outside shot would still be there. We saw him use it obviously last year some, but it's definitely not trailed off at all.
Definitely hasn't.
Let's check in with Maddie.
Yeah, Admiral Schofield says, I really don't have to practice that perimeter shot as much because I know it's still there. He said one thing that I need to focus on is guarding defensively on the perimeter. That's something that I'll have to adjust to.
Get a little bit quicker players out there. But he seems to be doing okay defensively.
No, he's doing okay. I mean, I think his strength makes up for some of his quickness. If he can get a fingernail on you, he can kind of impede your progress. So I think that'll be good for Admiral going forward.
Last year, as you mentioned, Vince, he was the sixth man of the year candidate and averaged 8.2 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game. He had 10 or more points 9 times in SEC play after not scoring in double figures in the non-conference portion of the schedule.
Those are really solid numbers coming in your freshman year, learning a new system, new coach, things that you kind of haven't been taught. Excellent job that come in and be able to put those numbers up.
Mutz loses control of it. It'll go out of bounds off of High Point.
Right now, Coach Barnes has Schofield playing the 4, where he's a better matchup for Mutz, who was able to put the ball on the floor and get past the longer guys on Tennessee's team.
Tennessee does have the size advantage, but when we walked in the gym for shoot-around, for High Point shoot-around this afternoon, I mean, they're a big team.
They are a big team, especially for a Big South team. I would say they're probably comparable to Tennessee in size at a lot of positions. It's just the depth that they have at the same size is the difficulty for those schools that are on the lower round of Division I.
Scott Cherry's team is totally different. He said 100% different than last season. Last year wasn't the season that the Panthers wanted. They went 15-16 overall, 9-9 in the Big South, and finished 5th. But before that, they won 4 straight Big South regular season titles. It helps when you have a player like John Brown who can do it all down low. I mean, he was on SportsCenter's top 10 multiple times with plays he made.
It definitely helps. All-conference player from his freshman year till his senior year, and anytime you have a guy that is that special, you're definitely going to have some good games and some special games from him.
Yeah, they lost him to graduation before last season, and then they had these transfers come in but had to sit out.
They did. I think they had a kind of a rebuilding year last year. For the previous 4 out of the 5, like you said, they have won the conference championship, and that's what coach's expectations are for his team. He recruits to win the championship, and now he's looking to get a little bit further into the NCAA tournament.
Jordan Whitehead, a 6'5" senior out of New Jersey, at the line. And there's the putback. Andre Fox, finally. He's on the board, one of their top scorers. He averaged 12.7 points per game last season, getting his first bucket here with under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Tennessee has done a really nice job defensively on High Point. Schofield almost had to travel. They'll give it back to him on the inside. Look at the pass over the shoulder to Jordan Bowden.
Excellent left-hand finish by Bowden. Defender turns his head. Bowden gets to the back of it where he can't see him, and he finishes it.
Fox has to pull it out. He was hoping for a ball screen, but didn't get it. They've got 6 seconds on the shot clock now. The pass gets away from Whitehead. Schofield on the break, stripped by Mutz. And the foul is called. But what a pass from Admiral Schofield. Just dishing it over the shoulder for the Tennessee bucket.
At 12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes one. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Bigger doesn't mean stronger. Bring the heat. Pack a punch. Like a champ. Mighty like a pro. Introducing the all-new Terrain. We are professional grade. GMC.
In my experience, there are only 2 things guaranteed to grow. The cash value of your New York Life policy, a policy that keeps your family protected, and my famous crane souffle, which literally never stops growing. Be good at life. New York Life.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
At AutoZone, we test batteries, starters, and alternators for free. Because we don't sell you parts you don't need.
Hey, I got a bad battery or alternator. I'm not really sure. Hey.
Well, luckily we test all that for free.
Right on.
So you can get some answers for free.
Awesome, man. Hey, you need an extra helper? This one's free. Right here. Right here. Hey, come here. Okay.
Hired. Kids, let's get you what you need.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Tennessee just rolling on a 34-2 run. They lead High Point 41-9, and the three has been good to the Vols, shooting 46% from behind the arc.
The impressive thing about Tennessee tonight is they've had 4 people hit 3-pointers. Their willingness to share the ball is great, and they continue to move the ball inside, outside, and find good shots.
Jordan Bone, Admiral Schofield, Jordan Bowden, and Lamonte Turner have all hit a 3. Lamonte Turner has hit 3 threes. He's 3 of 5 from behind the arc.
Lamonte came off the bench tonight looking to score the ball.
He certainly has done that. Turner with 9 points. It's Jordan Bone, though, leading the way for Tennessee, getting his first start of the season with 11 points, an assist, a couple of rebounds. Admiral Schofield at the line, shooting 2, just under 3 minutes until the half. Schofield into double digits now with 10 points.
Schofield does an excellent job of getting the ball up into the air and making it soft.
Tennessee now with 2 players with 11 points and a huge lead, 43-9. The Vols held Presbyterian on Friday night to only 14 points in the first half.
I think that'll be one of the trademark things of Coach Barnes' teams. They'll come out, they'll get into you, they'll play really strong, aggressive defense, and see if you can take that for 40 minutes.
One of the things, too, with that aggressive defense, Rick Barnes is still looking for a player who can do that and sustain it throughout the game. He's really challenged his guys to do that.
Yes, but as the season progresses and guys continue to get in better shape and get into more game rhythm, then they can find out how they can do it, where they can take their breaks at, where they get a few minutes off the court and then give their 100% on the court.
John Fulkerson knocks it down, and here comes the pressure from Tennessee. Denny Slay back in running the point for High Point. Fox flashing to the wing. He'll give it up to Proctor instead from the free throw line. It rattles out, but then tipped back in.
I think Fulkerson may have tipped that in.
Yeah, it looked like it might have went off of his hand, but Jordan Bone doesn't care. He was quickly going back the other way.
Bone did a good job of finding nobody in help position behind his defender. Take one dribble from the three-point line, puts it in.
Jordan Bone now with 13 points. Kamga stuck down low. Bone feeding Fulkerson.
Good strong move by Jihad going to the bucket. He needs to get some easy buckets, some transition buckets so they can try to cut into that Tennessee lead.
Yeah, for a while he was only one of 2 players that had actually scored, and timeout is called by Tennessee as they're on top 47-13 with 1:26 to go until the half. Looking at what we've seen so far, what do you like most about Tennessee's performance?
I like Tennessee's willingness to share the ball. They seem not to care who scores the ball as long as Tennessee scores. They've had 4 different guys hit 3-pointers. They've had a lot of different guys get inside touches, and coaches have drawn up plays to get them touches inside. So I like that their willingness and their team commitment at the moment.
Well, last season, Tennessee finished at 500. They went 16-16 overall. They were picked to finish 3rd in the SEC, just like this season. Ended up going 8-10 in SEC play and finished 9th And you take a look, they had some really nice wins. A win over Kentucky by 2 and picked up a victory over Kansas State last year.
They did, and that's one of the things that Coach Barnes is searching for this year. Who's going to be that consistent group that can get them over the hump? I think he has some pieces that he's going to manipulate and try to find that best 5, best 7 before the postseason hits, and then he'll have who he wants.
Boone pulls it back out. 13 seconds on the shot clock. An open lane and a little help from John Fulkerson. He's coming back from an injury. Only got to play in 10 games before he suffered an elbow and a wrist injury. And then once he rehabbed from that, he had a shoulder injury that he had to come back from back in May.
Good to see Fulkerson running out there, jumping around, doing what he loves to do.
Grant Williams with another rebound. High Point tosses it up to Proctor. And they're going to get the Panthers on a travel. Brandon Kamga has not scored yet for High Point, but let's check out the cleanup here.
Great penetration by Bone. Once again, High Point doesn't find the box out. Fulkerson fouls it up with the flush.
.20 seconds remaining until the half. James Daniel holding it. The shot clock is on, but I think the game clock is ahead of the shot clock. Somehow Schofield gets a little help on the bounce there right before the buzzer at halftime.
Good shot by Schofield. As I said before, at his free throw, he has a nice soft touch. It hit the rim. Gets the ball up into the air. Nice soft touch, hits the front of the rim. Enough touch to hang on and fall in for him. Good job, Admiral.
Let's send it over to Maddie, who's standing by with Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes.
Coach Barnes only allowing 13 points in the first half. What are you seeing from your team defensively?
I did think our effort was really good on the defensive end, and I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job on the offensive too. Early, you know, we made some shots, obviously, and we shot the ball well, but defensively, for the most part, our ball screen defense was better than I thought it would be coming in.
Shooting 63% in the field. What adjustments will you make in the second half?
I don't know we need to adjust as much as we just got to keep getting better at what we're doing. And then the fact is we did not do everything perfectly on the defensive end, and we've got to still make that one extra slide that we're not making to really get the ball stopped on reversal.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Tennessee with another outstanding first half. They only gave up 14 points on Friday night. Got even better tonight, only giving up 13 points in the first half. Tennessee on top of High Point at the break, 52-13.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp? An apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can.
Love to drive? Visit your Infiniti retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
So what do you want?
Like bespoke denim jorts, blowfish toxin face wash, faux fur headphones, oh, like a really goth puppy, a plot of urban farmland, fair trade glitter, that's really important to me, rose gold knitting needles, maybe a book.
Know what makes retirement less scary? Getting a check every month. With an income annuity from New York Life, you pay some money up front and then get checks for the rest of your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Be good at life, New York Life.
In the blink of an eye, Cities fall, heroes rise. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
The zip, the buzz, the clip, the clean sweep. That technically, it's just a trim, the do-over, the dang done, the nose nip, the neck notch, the around the ear edge over, the taper, the tweed, the touch-up, and the total takedown. For any man and every man maintenance mission, cultivate the confidence. Be the man. Conair Man.
Get unlimited data for $25 a month when you add a line to the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get a free smartphone when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
A big lead for Tennessee at the half. All around, nice shooting. Admiral Schofield is able to drop one in. He's got 14 points in the first half. Already hit a couple of threes as Tennessee leads 52-13 at the half. Courtney Lyle, Vincent Yarborough with you. And Vincent, it was really a complete first half for the Vols.
It was. Tennessee came out, shot 63% from the field goal line and 46% from behind the arc. If you have those type of numbers, it's going to be difficult for anybody to beat you.
Well, before the season even started, Tennessee had a once-in-a-lifetime trip. The Volunteers spent 10 days in Europe playing basketball, but more importantly, getting an experience of a lifetime.
Bienvenue à Paris.
Honestly, the trip to Europe was breathtaking.
I try to tell people about the trip, but I can't really find the right adjectives to use to explain it.
For us, it was just an eye-opener to see how other people live.
No one in my family has ever been overseas, let alone out of the state. So for me to tell them that I got a chance to go overseas and see some of the Mona Lisa or the Eiffel Tower, it was just amazing for me to be able to let them know that I actually saw it.
The Eiffel Tower, I don't think I've seen anything as beautiful as that at night.
We in the Eiffel Tower, you know, we going up to the second floor, looking out the window, you know, it's crazy.
That was just something that I probably wouldn't have experienced other than being here in Tennessee.
I think exposure is one of the things that a lot of students don't have an opportunity to get. I think going to see how other people live, how other people sort of educate themselves, or how other individuals live in different cultures, and the things that you can pick up when you compare, sort of juxtapose it to the American culture. I think those are the things that you can't find in a textbook.
Dr. Williams is a great guy. We had breakfast class with him every single morning, talked about what we did throughout the day and what we learned, and he helped all of us, not only myself, dive into like our deeper thinking.
In Barcelona, we had people there that I could speak fluently to, and they just enjoyed it, and they took it as a, oh, you know the language, and we're happy to speak with me even if I messed up.
I got to see the different types of people, the different agriculture. The buildings are so much different, the food is so much different. And it's just a whole different vibe from being in the United States. So I would suggest anyone out there that hasn't been across the country to at least try it once.
The fact is, I really enjoyed it, and I would do it again if it was today, tomorrow, or the week afterwards.
What an experience, not only just to play college basketball overseas, but to get to visit all the sites. They went to Barcelona, Valencia, and Paris, got to visit the Eiffel Tower. You heard a lot of players talk about that, but what a great trip to have that bonding too, where you're in a foreign country with just your teammates and your coaches.
Yeah, and that's all you have. You know, you get over there, you arrive as a group, you leave as a group, you play as a unit. It's always great to go somewhere foreign, someplace that's unknown, and have to depend on your guys that are right next to you for your survival.
And they did really well in the 3 games that they did play. They were able to play 3 exhibition contests against local professional teams in Spain and France. And Chris Darrington leading the way for Tennessee, just averaging just over 4 points per game in those 3 games.
Yeah, Coach Barnes was really proud of the way Darrington and Williams played overseas, and hopefully that'll transfer over to some big buckets and big time here in Rocky Top.
Well, so far it's been a really big first half for Tennessee. They're on top of High Point, 52-13. More from Knoxville when we come back.
Asian thing, honey barbecue, and hot.
It's a great time to be a fan when you've got 21 sauces and seasonings to put on your wings. Don't take it for granted because in medieval days, your wing flavors were limited.
Hot flavor, plain flavor.
Hot, please.
Get 21 sauces and seasonings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. How to marinate the meat. Let me teach you how to eat. It's a culinary treat. Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp? An apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can. Love to drive? Visit your Infinity retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event. Infinity. Empower the drive.
Know what makes retirement less scary? Getting a check every month. With an income annuity from New York Life, you pay some money up front and then get checks for the rest of your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Be good at life, New York Life.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
The zip, the buzz, the clip, the clean sweep. That technically, it's just a trim, the do-over, the dang done, the nose nip, the neck notch, the around the ear edge over, the taper, the tweed, the touch-up, and the total takedown. For any man and every man maintenance mission, cultivate the confidence. Be the man. Conair Man.
Tennessee enjoying a nice lead at halftime. The Vols on top of the High Point Panthers 52-13 at the break back inside Thompson-Boling Arena. And with Veterans Day last week, tonight is Military Appreciation Night for Thompson-Boling Arena with a valid military ID. Fans got in for free, and we had a really special demonstration just moments ago. Members of what they call the Bandit Squadron, the 1st Squadron of the 32nd Cavalry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, rappelled down from the rafters here inside Thompson-Boling Arena. That's a 100-foot rappel, and I asked the guys, you know, have you rappelled off of anything that tall before? And they said they've done some things similar. Usually they're coming out of a helicopter, and that's around 70 feet, so this is about a 30-foot difference, but it kind of simulates that with more stability than a helicopter would.
It's a little bit scary looking up here in Thompson-Boling at 100 feet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I would go up there just to walk.
Yeah. Members of the Bandit Squadron also spoke with both head coaches. Coach Scott Cherry came over and had his guys come over and speak to the team, and the Tennessee team introduced themselves after shoot-around today. It was really neat to get to see both parties watching each other when, I mean, they're rappelling out of the ceiling. I have volunteered to not do that.
Me too. It's always great when you get to show respect to guys that keep our country safe, serve and protect, and that's what they do. And anytime you can show respect, it's best if we do that.
Absolutely, and shout out to the Bandit Squadron. They are pretty cool, pretty brave guys. Well, we've got a good one, a big lead for Tennessee here at halftime. The Volunteers on top, 52-13, second half, moments away.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes one. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
Long live effort. With a legendary Hemi engine,
it's capable of carrying on great American traditions. During Ram Power Days, get a great deal on the trucks that are proven to last.
Alexa, play Finn's birthday playlist.
Okay.
Hey.
You're gonna be here today, right?
Yeah, of course.
Alexa, cross pinata off my to-do list.
I've checked off pinata.
Alexa, show me a nearby pizza place.
Alexa,
dim the lights.
Alexa, thank you.
My pleasure.
I found the perfect gift for you, but it wouldn't ship in time, so I just texted you a photo of it.
Don't shop like everybody else. Shop eBay for just the right gift delivered in 3 days or less. eBay.
Emerge restored, fortified, replenished. Emerge every day with Emergen-C, packed with B vitamins, antioxidants, electrolytes, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges. Why not feel this good every day? Emerge and see.
USAA to me means peace of mind. We had a power outage for 5 days total. We lost a lot of food. We actually filed a claim to USAA to replace that spoiled food. We really appreciated that. We're the Weber family, and we're USAA members for life.
Try Degree Ultra Clear Black Plus White. Saves your white clothes from yellow stains and black clothes from white marks. Still with 48-hour sweat protection. Try Degree Ultra Clear Black Plus White. It won't let you down.
Halftime here in Knoxville, Tennessee's up 52-13. Coach Cherry, going into the second half, what did you tell your guys in the locker room?
Can't change the first 20 minutes. You know, we didn't play like we wanted to. Didn't do anything that we really anticipated doing. Kind of got away from the game plan, but now you have an ability to impact the next 20 minutes and leave the building feeling good about how we played. So I try to encourage them. That's all I can do.
How can you get the offense going?
Take care of the ball, don't turn it over, and then make shots and make our free throws when we have opportunities. We had some good looks, we just didn't convert them.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's hard to get much going when your opponent is shooting over 60% from the field, and Tennessee was on it in the first half.
They were, and as I said before, they have excellent team play, move the ball around the inside out, just exactly what you want from a coach.
Tennessee went 7 of 15 from behind the arc as well, shooting 47% from 3. Really impressive numbers with 4 different people hitting a 3-pointer in that first half.
It's really
but
difficult.
if you're High Point, I mean, you got to do what Coach Cherry said: erase the first half and come out and show something here in the final 20 minutes.
Yeah, it does you no good to think about what could have happened, what should have happened in the first half. You have to come out here and play your game, see if you can get back into the game, and with 10 minutes left on the clock, you got to see if you can cut the lead in half.
High Point will start out with the basketball, and Proctor will inbound on the near side. 20 minutes left in this one. Tennessee used a 30-point run in the first half to jump ahead and stay there so far on High Point, allowing only 13 points in the first half. That's 1 fewer than they allowed on Friday night, where they allowed only 14 points in the first half. Brandon Kamga, who you see #1 in purple, he hasn't scored at all. He's one of those transfers that we talked about coming in from Northeastern. Had a really nice outing in their first game with 18 points, but hasn't been able to get anything going.
He came out and took the first shot of the half for High Point, and then he comes back down and he's looking to get by his guy. So he's trying to get his offense going. It's just the length of Tennessee is not allowing him to do that.
We'll swing it around the perimeter. Kamga going to the basket, a little out of control.
A lot of contact on there. It's difficult to say if he fell on his own or he was forced to fall.
So it will be Panther ball under the basket. Five-second call. Tennessee's defense continuing to come through.
Coach Barnes has them locked in coming out of on halftime, and gets the 5-second call.
That first half was really up and down. I mean, they were using their legs going back and forth, and I liked what Coach Barnes said yesterday during practice. We got to watch, and when he gets frustrated, he has them run the stairs here inside Thompson Bowling Arena because he wants to see how they perform when they're tired too. How do they come back and respond and make changes in practice when they're not doing something right and their legs are tired?
All of these kids are talented or they wouldn't be on this level. There's going to be certain things that separate the kids. What do you do when you're tired is one of them. Tennessee's just controlling the boards. They have 3 guys in the paint, both hands up. High Point has 0.
Jordan Bone looking to drive, and he's going to draw the foul. Bone inbounds to Schofield off the front of the iron. He's had a hot hand. The floater, and he's going to get called for the charge. It was Jordan Whitehead stepping up to take the charge for High Point.
High Point has to have those things happen. They have to have somebody that steps up and creates a spark for them, and that may have been it.
Jordan Whitehead has a great story. He's a walk-on for this team, has come in and worked really hard with the program, picked up his first career start on Friday night and followed that up with another start here tonight.
That's nothing but a true competitor to come up and have the confidence in yourself to walk on the team and then to outwork the guys that are already on the team to get the starting spot.
Proctor trying to blow past Schofield, can't do it, pulls up. There's that shot.
Very sweet stroke by Proctor. Schofield a little bit out of control due to the weight that he's carrying. Proctor slows it down, stop and pop, good shot.
Grant Williams had all day to line this one up. It bounces off. Kyle Alexander with a little too much on the putback.
Proctor with the penetration, slows it down. Schofield goes by it. Nothing but the bottom.
Alexander at the line for Tennessee. Only 2 points for him. 10 minutes of action so far. He's in his junior season with Tennessee out of Canada, only playing his 5th year of organized basketball. I thought that was interesting. There's a player on High Point, Cliff Thomas Jr. This is his 4th year of playing basketball. Alexander started playing soccer and volleyball and then made the switch. Proctor's starting to feel it.
Great separation by Proctor. He knows that his team needs buckets. He's coming down. They're getting him the ball. What they should have done in the first half, run your offense through your best offensive player.
Williams will hand it off to Jordan Bowden. Way behind the arc, but not a problem at all for Bowden. Bowden, the sophomore from right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Played for Carter. He was a running Hornet. Joby Boynstone over at Carter High School, not far from Thompson Bowling Arena. Went 27-8 in his senior year at Carter.
Big screen by Williams, frees up Bowden, able to find a little separation, knocks it down.
Bowden with 8 points for Tennessee. Only 2 Tennessee players in double figures so far. Meanwhile, Jihad Proctor for High Point has quietly crept into the double figures with 12.
He's heating up. Very difficult to contain a scorer all game, especially when he has so many touches throughout the game. He's going to get his points. The other thing, Tennessee has to control everybody else, which they've done a good job of, and that's the reason the score is how it is.
Tennessee's going to get the basketball. They'll inbound to Kyle Alexander. He needs some help. He's going to have to go. Almost ran out of time. It's always scary when your post is bringing it up the floor.
Fish out of water.
Yeah. Turner searching for some room, instead kicks it back to Bowden. This one a little off to the right. Slade driving and kicks. Fox will step into the paint. Andre Fox gets open for three and knocks it down. He's got 5 points.
High Point doing a much better job of moving the ball around and looking for a mistake of Tennessee. Before, they were coming down thinking they could outwill Tennessee one-on-one. Just wasn't going to happen. Now moving the ball, swing, hesitation, pump fake, something to throw Tennessee off, and they end up with a good shot.
I can definitely tell a major difference. They seem to be more in a rhythm here in the second half.
Coming into this big arena, it's kind of difficult if you're not used to playing like that. If you're used to playing in a small gym similar to the high school or a small college-sized gym, it takes you a little while to get over the awe of it, and I'm playing here, and then to settle in and actually play your game.
Love to drive? Visit your Infiniti retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event. Infiniti, empower the drive.
Know what makes retirement less scary? Getting a check every month. With an income annuity from New York Life, you pay some money up front and then get checks for the rest of your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Be good at life, New York Life.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
The zip, the buzz, the clip, the clean sweep. Technically, it's just a trim, the do-over, the dang done, the nose nip, the neck notch, the around the ear edge over, the taper, the tweed, the touch-up, and the total takedown. For any man and every man maintenance mission, cultivate the confidence. Be the man. Conair Man.
Second half here on Rocky Top. Tennessee on top of High Point, 56-21. Courtney Lyle and Vincent Yarborough with you. And if you're Tennessee, you've had a couple of these games to open the season where you have really come out and pushed forward. In the second half at this point, what are you looking to do?
I think Coach Barnes' squad is looking to do some more execution. Right now, they know they have the game in hand. Now it's all about getting better as a team and getting other guys some minutes and some looks that they normally wouldn't get.
We got to see a lot of their Tennessee's depth get some experience in that game against Presbyterian on Friday. And still just under 16 minutes left in this one. Grant Williams at the line for Tennessee. Williams, in his sophomore campaign, he was part of that freshman class that scored 1,140 points. It was the highest scoring class in history. And Grant Williams led the way with 402 points. That's 6th all-time among freshmen.
big guy coming back for Coach Barnes for his sophomore year. Nothing but good things are going to happen for Grant. He works hard. He's a very smart, intelligent kid. And when things like that go together, you're going to have a good career.
Lamonte Turner driving and draws the foul from Brandon Kamga.
The one thing about High Point is they're still playing with the same energy as if they're right in the game. And that's a credit to their coach, Coach Cherry, and to their players also.
Turner with a nice finish, high up off the window.
Excellent screen by Williams at the elbow to free Lamonte for his short floater.
Mutz driving, and Fulkerson's called for the foul.
Fulkerson's just going to have to give Mutz a little bit of a cushion, see if he can shoot the ball from the perimeter, and if not, he'll be right there and able to take away his drive.
Kamga's pass deflected into the legs of Fulkerson. We mentioned he made 10 appearances last season for Tennessee before getting injured. He was able to get a red shirt, though, last season. Not too far away, a native of Kingsport, Tennessee. Actually played his final 2 years of high school ball at Christ School in North Carolina. Comes down with a nice rebound. Inside to Williams.
Anytime you let Williams catch the ball that deep, there's going to be a problem. He can score with his right, he can score with his left. So you have to do a better job of making sure that both of his feet are outside of that painted area.
Grant Williams was a preseason All-SEC selection. We're going to see Brandon Kamga bring the ball up the floor for High Point. A couple of subs waiting to check in for the Panthers. Wright thought about the shot. Instead, swings it over to Proctor. Wright through the Tennessee defense. Grant Williams with the rebound. It's deflected. Jamal Wright camping in the corner. Won't go. Check out Ricky Madison going up and drawing the foul.
High Point still playing with a lot of enthusiasm. They know that it's probably not probable for them to win the game, but they know that they have games coming up that are winnable.
Ricky Madison is one of those players. High Point returned 4 starters. He was one of those, started 29 games last season, averaged 6.8 points per game. But with the new personnel that's become eligible this season after sitting out due to the transfer rule, they've really changed their lineup, and they have those starters coming off the bench a lot of the time.
They do, and Coach Cherry told us that they were more of a guard-dominated team this year, but in the past, they've been a more post-dominated team. So they have to make some adjustments and find out what's going to work for them this year. Preseason, guard scored it well. Now we'll have to make a few adjustments.
Darrington. The threes just keep on coming for Tennessee.
There are. All the Tennessee players have excellent footwork. They get to their toes on their jump shot. They hit the ground at the same time. They're coming up. Watch his hands. He's getting ready for the shot. Both of his feet hit at the same time. If you're even on the bottom, you should be even on the top.
Tennessee has hit 9 3-pointers. Wright will come and get it. Guarded by James Daniel, and he was there when the ball got away from Wright. Andrew the foul.
That's one of the things about Rick Barnes' guards. He has a rotation, so the guards are always fresh. They're always picking up at least 3-quarter court, and that presents problems for teams that only have 1 or 2 point guards.
Coach Barnes has told his players, too, I want you to go out there and play until you're exhausted. And when you hit that point, let me know and we'll sub you out. But I want you to go out there and give 100% effort until you can't go anymore. Let's check in with Maddie.
Coach Barnes makes sure his practices are just as hard. Admiral Schofield says, you know, our practices are impossible because Coach Barnes does want to wear us out. He says all the running in between things that we do in practice is what makes it impossible nearly. He says we're one of the few teams who have these practices, and the ones that do are usually the good teams in the country.
I saw a lot of players running the stairs yesterday. Even more impressive, though, their strength and conditioning coach, Garrett Mendenwall, he runs the stairs with every player that's told to go run.
Coach Mendenwall is a very impressive guy. Yeah. He does everything from the warm-ups to the running to anything that the guys want. They have a great relationship. You can see as they're warming up, they're all having a good time. They're all gathered around him, wrestling around, and he has an excellent relationship with those guys.
See Garrett there running the stairs. He's impressive. He was beating him up the stairs too sometimes.
And
he's hustling.
He can play basketball a little bit too.
Yeah.
During the shoot-arounds, he's out there playing with the guys, being part of Coach Barnes' scout team.
I've heard he throws a mean knuckleball, and he's kicked field goals too. He just does a little bit of everything, just to keep it interesting.
And he's really, really big.
Yeah. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Sam Berlin in the game, seeing his first minutes for High Point tonight. He gets the shot. Another transfer from St. Thomas Aquinas.
High Point is feeling a little bit more comfortable right now. They're executing plays, moving the ball around, and coaches put the guys on the court that work.
What is it with Lamonte Turner and threes? He's got 4 threes.
Well, High Point has to recognize that Lamonte Turner is going to shoot the three-pointer and be there with him.
Brandon Kamga goes down for High Point, helped up by his teammates. Lamonte Turner just keeps the scoring going. He's in double figures with 4 3-pointers. He's got 14 points as Tennessee on top big time.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp and apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can.
Love to drive? Visit your Infiniti retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event. Infiniti, empower the drive.
Know what makes retirement less scary? Getting a check every month. With an income annuity from New York Life, you pay some money up front and then get checks for the rest of your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Be good at life, New York Life.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
The zip, the buzz, the clip, the clean sweep. Technically, it's just a trim, the do-over, the dang done, the nose nip, the neck notch, the around the ear edge over, the taper, the tweed, the touch-up, and the total takedown. For any man and every man maintenance mission, cultivate the confidence. Be the man. Conair Man.
Get unlimited data for $25 a month when you add a line to the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get a free smartphone when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Tennessee enjoying a big lead. Less than 12 minutes to go in their second game of the regular season. Volunteers on top, 71-28. Rick Barnes has made it a point to make sure he has a very open door policy when it comes to players visiting him outside of practice. Maddie Glab has more.
Coach Barnes is known for his tough practices, his tough love, but he's also known for his availability to his players. When he got hired on at Tennessee, he decided to ditch his regular office and set up shop in Pratt Pavilion, their practice facility at half court. The players say when they come in pre-practice, he's always there, and it sets the standard for the players to be in the gym as much as they can. But more importantly, he wants to be with them every step of the way. He'll say, I'm raising these players to be better athletes, but I really want them to be better people when they graduate from Tennessee.
They go to work in the basketball court anyway, so why not put your office there?
Why not be there all day?
That is an open door policy if I've ever seen one.
I've never seen a coach with that type of office.
Barnes really, as Maddie said, I mean, he really invests in these players, not just as ball players, but as people.
And you can really tell that about Coach Barnes, the way that he pushes the guys. Most guys are not going to respond very well to being pushed as tough as they are. But the love that he shows them, the tough love that he shows them, that's why they have so much respect for him.
One of those players that comes to mind, we've mentioned it, Jordan Bone. How Rick Barnes has said, if he has a point guard, he's going to push them hard throughout the season. And Jordan Bone is one of those players who gets pushed every day, a little bit extra.
Yeah, well, Coach Barnes is known for his point guard. So if he sees something in a point guard that he knows that he can bring out, then he's one of the best at bringing it out of him.
Gives it up to Turner and tried to weave a pass through several high point defenders. Oh, that was gonna be sweet. Justin Mutz looking to throw down. Ooh.
Mutz is very athletic. Takes off outside of the lane line and tries his best to finish over the longer Alexander. He's 6'7", Alexander's about 6'10".
Mutz has some long arms to go with that 6'7". Dumps it off to Whitehead. It was a good idea. Whitehead's shot got blocked, though, by Daniel. Darrington all the way to the rack. Chris Darrington.
Good job by Daniel keeping his head up, finding Darrington streaking to the basket. He puts the ball on the ground one time. Good move and finishes it.
Chris Darrington did not play in either exhibition contest against Carson Newman or Clemson. He was dealing with an ankle injury, but did get to play 15 minutes Friday night against Presbyterian.
Good block by the point guard. Advances the ball. Good job.
Tennessee's had some really nice moments in transition tonight to push it with Daniel and Bone running the point.
Tennessee's point guards are always looking to share the ball. Whoever's open, you have to be ready. You can't turn your head. You can't turn your back to the ball because they're always looking.
Fox for three. It was a nice pass from Mutz. Mutz just over the last couple of plays has really shown how good his vision is of the floor.
He has. 6'7", probably has played some perimeter in his life, probably played some post in his life. So he does have the skills of a perimeter player. So he's putting the ball on the floor. He was able to beat the guy off the dribble earlier in the game. So he does have that skill. The thing that you got to love about Tennessee right now is the intensity that they're playing with. Right now they're up 43 points, but you couldn't tell if you didn't look at the score. They're all locked into the game, all talking, all communicating, and it's the mark of a solid team.
How helpful do you think this time that they've had in the second half and the first two games will be when we get later on down the season?
It'll be huge for them, just being the comfort level that they will have with each other. They're going to make some mistakes, but then you have to get over that. So you have to know who you can go to, who's going to be ready, and which guys are the leaders and which guys are ready to follow.
Justin Mutz will head to the line. I mentioned Tennessee has a little bit of a break after this one. They won't play again until a week from tomorrow when they head down for the Battle for Atlantis tournament in the Bahamas. They're scheduled to take on Purdue on Wednesday. There's some good teams in the Battle for Atlantis tournament.
They're on another excellent trip for the Volunteers. Another team building experience, another chance to see some things that you probably won't get to see again in your life. And all because you decided to play basketball.
It's been a couple of times now that Tennessee has gone down for the Battle for Atlantis. Darrington's shot comes off, and it's rebounded by Derek Walker, who's getting his first action for Tennessee. And we have less than 10 minutes to go here in Knoxville.
It's going to take a few minutes to get Walker warmed up. He's been on the bench quite a while. So after he gets his legs up under him, Walker's a really good player.
They're going to call an offensive foul on Tennessee on Jordan Bone. Tennessee still showing some pressure full court too. James Daniel picking up the ball in the backcourt.
The competitiveness amongst the Tennessee team for playing time is the reason that you see the energy still being expended at the end of the game today. You know, they know that the coach is watching. He's looking for things to separate somebody. You know?
Every time we talk to coaches that have that competition, that depth on their roster, they love it. I mean, there's nothing not to love about it when you have guys fighting for reps and fighting for playing time, going hard in practice.
Yeah, it's gonna make each and every player better. It's going to make you a better team. It's going to make you a more solid team. It's going to bring you together as long as it's healthy competition. That's exactly what you want as a coach.
Braden Kamga is back in the game for High Point. He took a hard fall under the basket. His teammates helped him up and he checked out, but he is back in. Jordan Whitehead with a nice look in the lane.
Nice look from Slay. He's able to get his Daniels off his feet and find his big guy. Whitehead puts it in with a nice left-hand finish.
Darrington will swing it back over to Jordan Bone. Grant Williams calling for it down low on the block. He's got Ricky Madison on his hip. Looking for a little space going over. He's hit a couple of those shots, but that one will bounce out.
Grant does such a job of getting close to the basket.
Look at the pass from Slay. It just got rejected, though, the shot by Derek Walker. Bone waiting in the corner. Hits it. Jordan Bone now with 16 points to lead Tennessee. 3 players in double figures for the Vols.
Bone came out with a lot of confidence today, looking to prove a point. He didn't get to start against Presbyterian, so I'm sure that he wanted to show Coach Barnes that he's the guy for the job.
Proctor somehow fed a pass through the double team over to Whitehead.
Perimeter guys are hugging their guys on the outside. They should have been in there to when the big guys are double teaming. The perimeter guy should stick his head or hand in there and get that steal.
Looking to create. Gets it to Walker, and an offensive foul is called. The threes not stopping here in the second half. Jordan Bone can hit one too from the corner. He's got 16.
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. people who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you. Postal Service. Priority, you.
Dinner with friends, gotta bring some food. Not a great cook, but don't wanna be rude.
Hurry into the Happy Honda Day sales event.
Alexa, reorder Purina Beyond cat food.
Order confirmed.
Alexa, show me my baby.
Okay.
There she is.
Call from the bedroom.
Everything okay down there?
Mm-hmm. It's a great time to be a fan when you can come into Buffalo Wild Wings and catch the best moments in sports. Unlike in Roman times, when you could become the sport.
Is this Section G?
I don't know.
I don't know. Uh-oh. Ow!
Get the ultimate sports experience at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Here, I got it from the same place I bought your present from last year.
It's the thing from the link you sent us.
And the year before.
I found the perfect gift for you. But it wouldn't ship in time, so I just texted you a photo.
I bought it with one click.
I included a gift receipt.
It's a thought that counts.
Don't shop like everybody else. This year, shop eBay for brand new, nearly new, and totally you gifts. eBay.
Tennessee just over 7 minutes away from moving to 2-0 on the season. They lead High Point 76-34. So where is High Point? It's located in High Point, North Carolina. And I said it's about a little over a 4.5-hour drive from here, founded back in 1924, and they play in the Big South Conference. 4,500 students go to High Point University. Austin Dillon, who drives the 3 for Richard Childress Racing, went there along with Tubby Smith. And they were telling us about the campus today. Vince, you asked, what's your pitch to recruits? This is it.
This is it. This school is a little bit different than any school in the country. They have 5 swimming pools. They have a Ruth Chris that the students are able to get on meal plan. They have a free ice cream truck, a movie theater with free movies, and a free arcade. Which college student that you know will turn all of that down?
Yeah, Coach Cherry was telling us our campus is like a resort. And I was like, really? And so he said there's an ice cream truck, as you mentioned, that goes around that's free. It has its own parking spot.
And he doesn't have his own parking spot.
Yeah, parking is free. I was impressed with that. And we both were wondering how they work it in to have Ruth's Chris a part of the meal plan. How does that work? And they're also going to get a new home for basketball. Spending $160 million on a new arena that's going to seat 5,000. That'll be ready in a couple of years. And we mentioned Tubby Smith was one of those notable alumni. The court will be named after him.
Coach Cherry really thinks the arena is going to boost his recruiting up. You know, he's able to get guys there because they have such a nice resort-style campus. But once they finally finish the final piece, this gym, he thinks that he's going to get guys on the upper echelon.
Yeah, after talking with him, I think I'm going to go back to school and go to High Point.
I told him I think I have 1 more year of eligibility.
Yeah. Everybody on our truck to our production team also agrees. So afterwards, we're going to make a trip over to High Point to check it out. Fox in the corner.
It was a good find by Slade. Penetrates all the way to the basket. Finds the shooter in the corner exactly where he's supposed to be.
Monte Turner with a nice answer.
Turner's aggressive tonight. You know? I think that he wants that starting position also, so he's working. He's trying to impress Coach Barnes and the staff to let him know that, hey, I'm still here.
We're still still seeing a lot of key guys for Tennessee getting minutes here. Really, the only one we hadn't seen throughout the whole night is Derek Walker, number 15 in white.
Good penetration here by Slade. Finds the shooter in the corner. Hands ready, feet ready. Good shot. The penetration by Lamonte. Able to get all the way into the paint.
Yeah, he is playing really aggressive tonight. Turner in the exhibition had 3 threes for 9 points, and following it up with a very nice shooting from behind the arc tonight, 4 of 6.
And overall 5 of 7. That's great numbers.
Williams' free throw rattles out. Under 6 minutes to go. Tennessee on top, 79-37. Playing its second Big South opponent to open up the season. The Volunteers picked up a win over Presbyterian Friday night, 88-53. In that game, they held Presbyterian to only 14 points in the first half. They improved on that tonight, holding High Point to only 13 points in the first half, using a 30-point run to do so. Hanga still looking for his first points. Turner gets his shot rejected by Mutz.
A good block here by Mutz. He uses his length, doesn't foul, lets Lamonte contact him with the body, and then he stays straight up and down.
So Schofield comes back in, and they're going to call Andre Fox on the foul because he was on Fulkerson. That's Fox's second, and will send John Fulkerson to the line.
Shot by Fulkerson.
I was wondering before this game and kind of going into the season if it would be because John Fulkerson got hurt last season, rehabbed that injury, and then got hurt again, if there would be any mental problems to keep him from playing hard and aggressive, but we haven't. It doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't look like it. With his game, I think that's the only way that Fulkerson knows how to play. So to take some of his edginess away, then it won't work. He comes out there, he gives you everything he has. Really physical, flies over everywhere. I told Coach this morning that he reminds me of a guy I played with in Denver, Chris Anderson, the Birdman.
Yeah.
He has reckless abandon. He goes to get any shot, and then he uses his length well.
Daniel in the corner, rolls out. They look for the long pass ahead to Wright, and that shot won't go, but Jamal Wright will draw the foul.
That's what High Point needed to do. Get out, run, try to create some easy baskets. Against the length of Tennessee, it's going to be difficult to score in a half-court set. So you have to try to make sure that you're getting up and down the court and taking advantage of the easy baskets when they come.
There's Jamal Wright, 5'11" sophomore out of Maryland. Played at Riverdale Baptist, who has just an outstanding high school basketball program. Tennessee's going to bring back in Derek Walker. Daniel will try the near side, and Tennessee swings it around, clearing out the lane. Turner off to the right. Mutz has done a good job of driving in and drawing the contact.
He does. I like the aggression of him. He's looking to put it down and attack his defensive player every time, and it's made a little bit of a difference in the second half.
Tennessee still up by 40. With 4:13 to play. Brad Woodson's going to check in the game for Tennessee, number 12 in white. The 6'1" junior out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, played at Riverdale, played for his dad, Kevin Woodson, at Riverdale.
Very good program there.
There goes James Daniel.
The inside-out play of Tennessee is really good. They move the ball in, perimeter players spot up, and the post players are able to find them.
Yeah, they're not just running down and jacking up threes.
No, they're under perfect control every time they're listening to their coach, looking to execute. And here's the part of the game where Tennessee can get better as a team. Younger guys that are out there that need the experience, running sets against guys that aren't your teammates. You know, so you don't know what these guys are going to do. They don't know what you're going to do. So here's your chance to impress the coach.
Lozado will stay with High Point. Tennessee with a 40-point lead in their second game of the season. Volunteers lead at 84-44.
Teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
The zip, the buzz, the clip, the clean sweep. The technically, it's just a trim, the do-over, the dang done, the nose nip, the neck notch, the around the ear edge over, the taper, the tweed, the touch-up, and the total takedown. For any man and every man maintenance mission, cultivate the confidence. Be the man. Conair Man.
Tennessee a little over 3 minutes away from improving to 2-0 to start off the season. They're up 84-44 on High Point. And we take a look at other non-conference matchups for the Volunteers. Of course, they open the season with 2 opponents from the Big South, but they've got some big names coming up. Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Wake Forest, or Iowa State. It's going to be a quick December.
It is, and it gives them definitely a chance to take a look and see what they really have against a strong opponent. You have Georgia Tech coming in and North Carolina following them. It's going to give them a lot of preparation time in time for the SEC season.
And we didn't even mention, too, in that right there, the battle for Atlantis coming up. They're going to open against Purdue, and they'll play the next day to Villanova or Western Kentucky.
Good competition on a neutral site. It'll be a good game.
First time we've seen Zach Kent in the game for Tennessee, number 33 in white, as Camgo just can't get anything to fall for High Point. Andre Fox can, though. Officials will blow the whistle and bring out the mat. They'll wipe up the floor, and Derek Walker is already set to inbound for Tennessee on the baseline. Can't find anybody to give it to. Jalen Johnson in the game. A 6'7" redshirt freshman out of Durham, North Carolina. He's dealt with some injuries. during the offseason, had to have surgery and is still working back. A little much on the shot. We did get to see him play 8 minutes against Presbyterian on Friday. Had 2 points and 2 rebounds and an assist.
It's going to take him a little while to get all the kinks worked out, working through practice, learning exactly how to work hard, and then he's going to be a good player for Tennessee.
Daniel gives it up to Ken at the top. He'll come back and get it, though. We're nearing the 2-minute mark. Tennessee has 3 players in double figures. Jordan Bone with 16, Lamonte Turner with 16, and Admiral Schofield with 14 points. It's been a pretty nice shooting night for Tennessee, too. 51% from the field, but 46% from 3. They have been on from behind the arc.
They have, and it starts with open shots. When they have inside-outside action, you can move the ball around the perimeter. It frees you guys up on the perimeter because they're beginning to pinch in and go down and double on the post, turning their heads, feed the ball, easy shots.
Minute 44 remaining in this one. Tennessee on top, 84-53.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp and apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can.
Love to drive? Visit your Infiniti retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event. Infiniti, empower the drive.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die in the blink of an eye. The sports app on Contour from Cox.
The Zip, the Buzz, the Clip, the Clean Sweep. Technically, it's just a trim, the do-over, the dang done, the nose nip, the neck notch, the around the ear edge over, the taper, the tweed, the touch-up, and the total takedown. For any man and every man maintenance mission, cultivate the confidence. Be the man. Conair Man.
Get unlimited data for $25 a month when you add a line to the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get a free smartphone when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Tennessee with an impressive showing in its second game of the regular season, on top 84-53. Minute 44 remaining in this one. It's really been Tennessee from the start. They used a 30-point run in the first half to boost themselves over High Point, and they haven't really faltered since.
Tennessee's won the game on the boards and shooting a three-pointer. They've out-rebounded High Point by 14 rebounds, and they've outshot High Point by about 30%. Anytime the combination happens like that, it's difficult to beat Tennessee.
Tennessee's also capitalized on 16 turnovers by High Point. They've scored 29 points off of those turnovers. The Vols do have 16 turnovers themselves. Lucas Campbell in the game, number 24 in white for Tennessee. We also see Jacob Fleshman, number 4 in white, as Tennessee looking to get their bench a little game experience here as this one winds down. 90 seconds remaining in Knoxville. Walker gets his shot blocked. Zach Kent couldn't get the shot off in time. Shot clock violation. Obviously a really solid win for Tennessee, but what do you want to see? What's got to happen moving forward as the non-conference continues?
What's got to happen is Tennessee just has to stay rock solid. They're doing great things. Coach Barnes has them playing with the chip on their shoulders. They have to continue that throughout the Battle of Atlantis throughout the rest of the preseason schedule before the SEC gets here. And no matter if they take a loss, they have to continue to play with the same type of energy.
Now, the Vols have shown really consistent energy throughout this game, no matter what the score has been.
And I think that's the thing that Coach Barnes wants from them. He gets them up three-quarter court, sometimes full court. Hasn't had to do that this game because it's gotten out of control pretty quickly. But he does like a lot of pressure. He runs his guards in and out, and they stay fresh.
Kent's shot is off the front of the iron, and High Point will push it. Almost lost it there. Found its way into the hands of Austin White. And Tennessee can just hold this one out as the clock winds down on Rocky Top. Volunteers improving to 2-0 on the season with another dominating performance against a Big South team. Tennessee winning this one 84-53 over High Point.
Good win for Tennessee.
Tennessee with a handful of players in double figures. I thought Jordan Bone really came out aggressive and set the tone starting at the point guard position for the first time this season.
He did. He was locked in on defense. He came out. He knew what job he wanted to do. He knew that he wanted to impress coach to try to solidify the starting job. So he came out, gave a lot of energy, a great effort, and pushed him to a great win.
Let's send it over to Maddie Glab, who's standing by with Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes.
Coach Barnes, 84 points from your team tonight. What did you learn from them in this game?
We don't play very well in the second half, almost like it was the other night against Presbyterian. We had a good first half, and again, we didn't come out with the same type of intensity. And, you know, I just didn't think we were as sharp as we needed to be mentally, and we were good. We had spurts. I thought the first half we were really good, probably the best we've played all year. But the second half we weren't nearly as good. But I give High Point a lot of credit. We told our team at halftime, early in the year like this, a team that I think is going to win a lot of games this year, they're going to keep fighting regardless of what the score is, and I thought they actually played harder than we did in the second half, and it's really a compliment to them.
First half defensively, you limited High Point to 13 points. What happened in the second half?
Again, it's a mental game as well as it is physical, and I thought that those guys came out continuing to attack, and we weren't on edge like we need to be, and they got some momentum going, and then we started turning the ball over, not executing, and started out shooting too many threes again without playing the ball inside out like we want to. And but it's difficult when you're up like that. But the fact is, we've had 2 games in a row where we've pretty much done the same thing in the second half.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Tennessee does get the win, 84-53. They were taking a lot of threes. They were hitting them, but that's not going to happen every night.
No, it's not. So Coach Barnes is correct. They have to stay with their consistent approach of feeding the ball inside, and then if the outside shot is available, it can't be opposite. You can't come out and start pulling up threes and then dig yourself a hole that your post guys are going to have to get you out of.
Well, for their second game this season, it was another good showing for Tennessee. The Volunteers come out. They hold High Point to only 13 points in the first half. They used a 30-point run to jump ahead and never look back. Tennessee gets the win, 84-53 over High Point. For Vince Yarborough, I'm Courtney Lyle saying so long from Knoxville, where Tennessee improves to 2-0 on the season.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp? An apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can...
Love to drive? Visit your Infinity retailer for leases starting at $289 a month during the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event.